Alrighty guys, so of course this list would be pretty boring and worthless if all we could do is stick text into it. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to create custom list items. In other words, how to create something like if you want to make a Twitter feed or an Instagram or the Facebook stream. What you can do is you can have these items consist of images, text, any widgets that you want. Actually, you can have inputs in there, whatever. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be making a very simple one. It's just going to have an image and a little bit of text to the right hand side. Say you're looking through like a list of your friends or contacts or something. However, once you understand the basics of how to create custom rows, then you guys are going to understand like how to make any type of layout. So I didn't want to overwhelm you guys. So this is what I want you to do first. Go ahead and grab any image. Let me minimize all this stuff. Alright, go ahead and grab any image from the internet just so you can have some image to play around with. I'm using mine, so if you want to use the same one as I am, then you can just go to my profile, right click, and save as, but make sure that it's at least 100 by 100 pixels, and if you have something that's square, it's probably a little bit easier. But here's my image right here. I named it Chunky. Now go to your Android project that you're working on and just go to it in Windows Explorer and navigate to this. Remember, whenever we want to use images, we need to stick it inside the resource, drawable, and whenever we have images in here, then we can use them in our layouts. So that's what we're going to do. So if you go to, like I said, whatever your project name was, and you go to app, source, main, res, this stands for resources, and I'll talk to you guys through in I don't know, like 5 tutorials or something, what all of these mean. You can just pick HDPI for now. Essentially, real quick, you put different images in here depending on, it has to deal with the user's device resolution and making it compatible with a bunch of different devices, but again, not really important. Just didn't want to skip over it real quick. Just stick your image in drawable HDPI, and now whenever you can actually just close out of this. Whenever you look at your project again, check it out. It automatically updates. You don't need to click a refresh button or anything like that. Alright, so to create a custom row, this is what we have to do. We actually make a brand new XML file. So if you right click layout and click new, you can just choose layout resource file, and I'm just going to name this file custom underscore row. Now for the root element, it needs some kind of root element, and let's just make this a linear layout and choose OK. So again, what we're going to be doing is, this is kind of like designing a fragment. You pretty much design the template for one individual list item, and then instead of this text right here, it's going to call whatever your design was. So if you have an image right here and some text on the right hand side, each of these rows is going to be image, text, image, text, image, text. So essentially we design one row, and then our code uses it over and over and over again. Pretty sweet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that image on the left hand side right here and the text on the right. So instead of layout, actually, alright, so vertical, as you can see, it kind of confused me because look at this. The icon for layout vertical is left and right here it's up and down. So I was like, what the heck? But you actually want it to be horizontal. And remember, when it's horizontal, that means this right here, so you can lay things left and right of each other instead of up and down. So we need 2 widgets in this layout right here. The first one is an image view. So if you go down to widgets, image view, then just take this and drag it right on top of your linear layout. So of course right here we can put an image in here, and we might as well take care of this right now. So just for this image, if I go down to source, then what I can do is I can do at drawable slash chunky, because remember my image, it was named chunky. You just hit enter and look at that. So that's how you get an image file to show up right here. Go down to source, put at drawable, that's the folder name, and then the file name without the extension, without the .ping extension. Alright, so that looks pretty good. However, it's kind of, I don't know, big it looks to me right now. So I'm going to go up to layout width, and instead of wrap content, I'm going to change it to something like, I don't know, 50 dp. I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe like 80 dp. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing for height. 80 dp. Hit enter, and the last thing I actually want to do is check this out. You see how it's butted up right up against the edges? I want to give it a little bit of space. So if I go to, oops, I'm on a wrong thing. Alright, so if I go to layout margin and all, what you can do is you can give margins individually. Like I only want the left margin, I only want the top. But I actually just want to add a little bit of padding around all 4 borders. So I'm just going to give it like a 5 dp margin, and as you can see, what it does is it just adds a little bit of padding around every single side. And I don't know, I just think it looks a little better. So now that we got the image taken care of, what we need to do now is we're just going to add a text view, and I might as well just add a large text. So large text, drop it on linear layout again, and it's automatically going to place it to the right since you have your linear layout set to horizontal. And we can just leave this text whatever it is by default, because again, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating these dynamically through Java. But for right now, okay, those both look good. I also want to change the padding on this. So for the layout margin, make sure you have your text view selected. What was this one? 5 dp, might as well set it the same. 5 dp. Alright, looking good. And what else? I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Alright. So, again, for this tutorial, if this was a social network or something, we would want to change each of these images dynamically. But for right now, since we only have the string, I'm just going to be showing you guys how to change the text for every single row. And then once you understand how to change the text, you're going to understand how to change everything. You know, no use having like 5 different columns and then just typing the same code over and over again. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get an ID to this text view, because of course we need a way to reference it. So select your text view, go down to ID, and I'm going to name this Bucky's text and hit enter. Alright, so pretty sweet. This of course is the design for one individual row. So eventually every one of these rows or list items is going to have an image icon and a bit of text to the right of it. So how the heck do we do that?